Hi, I am filled with immense pleasure to meet you in this program, JIP's 3 p.m. 3-point medics. We have been learning about hyponatremia. In last session, we shared the information in such a way that plasma osmolality or plasma solute concentration, which is contributed by sodium almost 90%. Only 10% of plasma solute concentration is contributed by other solutes, namely potassium, chloride and urea and so on. So when plasma osmolality gets decreased, we can easily assume that there is reduction in sodium level. Or if somebody has hyponatremia, we could easily say that there is reduction in plasma osmolality. Last session, we saw that reduction in plasma osmolality or increase in plasma osmolality will have serious consequence of harmful effect on brain. Now, how the change in plasma osmolality produces consequences on brain function. You are all aware that plasma is present in the blood or otherwise called in the intravascular compartment. So normal plasma osmolality is around 275 milliosmolality to 290. When there is hyponatremia, I told you there is reduction in plasma osmolality. When there is reduction in the plasma osmolality, the most important consequence would be the water content of the plasma that is present inside the blood vessel or intravascular compartment will move out of intravascular compartment and enters into the adjacent cells. So what happens? Once water enters into the adjacent cells, in the each and every organ, there is cellular edema occurs. When there is cellular edema occurs, then naturally there will be swollen organs. So organ size will get increased because of millions of cellular edema secondary to water movement from the intravascular compartment inside the cell precipitated by hyponatremia. So when organs get swollen across the body, almost all organs are able to expand, because each and every organ, they have some space in their existence, so that space allows for any new increased size of the organ secondary to cellular edema precipitated by hyponatremia. But only one organ which is not able to adapt to this new normalization. What is that organ? Brain. Since brain has been encased within the rigid structure that is called cranium, brain is not able to expand anymore, especially outwardly. So what happened? Since brain is not able to expand laterally, then it is forced to expand downward. So when it expands downward, especially cerebrum, it simply compresses on the brainstem, which contains all the vital structures including cardiorespiratory center. So when the swollen cerebrum that compresses brainstem downward, resulting in compromise in function of all cardiorespiratory center, resulting in death. This is called coning. So that's why in hyponatremia, the most important vulnerable organ is brain. That's the reason most of the time hyponatremia leads to altered sensorium and seizure, and finally patient lapses into coma. So the remaining organs can escape this adverse effect because of the space it has. Then apart from that, hyponatremia not only throws neurological symptom, mild hyponatremia may not produce neurological symptom. Sometimes it may produce gastrointestinal symptoms, namely loss of appetite, vomiting and tiredness and so on. That's why any patient who complains of loss of appetite and vomiting, apart from thinking the causes that are emanating from GI tract, you have to think of hyponatremia, because most of our antihypertensive carry hydrochlorothiazide, which is very notorious in hyponatremia. So, those patients who have been recommended with thiazide diuretics and loop diuretics like furosemide, then definitely if somebody complains of extreme tiredness and nausea and vomiting, better to rule out hyponatremia. So that's the reason whenever you have evidence of hyponatremia by means of lab results, then generally we go for serum osmolality as a initial step. Generally we expect decreased serum osmolality. Suppose if serum osmolality doesn't get decreased but still hyponatremia, then we have some more causes, that is called pseudo hyponatremia. We will see in the next session. Thank you.